Yeah, so that covers that up. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and grind this down a little bit. This is all getting bottom paint, so I'm not too worried about what it looks like. I'm more concerned about making sure this was filled. So I'm gonna grind this down to where it's smooth, and then I can cover this little patch with some paint, gel coat. I'll see what we got around here. And then all this is gonna get bottom paint. It's all gonna be black, so it'll be fine. Bottom paint is, it looks like this. It doesn't have to be perfectly smooth. It's not gonna be visible. So let me grind this down, and then we can get our jack plate put on. Beautiful. So now I'm just going to run up the 4200, goop up around the bolts here, stick this thing up there. I'm going to run around each hole, stick them through, tighten this thing down, and that'll be our jack plate on, and then we can go ahead and get our Raptor and stick it to the side of the jack plate. There we go. That is jack plates on there, looking good, looking smooth. Got a little bit of 4200 right there. Get that off of there. But other than that, yeah, looking nice and goopy out there. I might have to come in here with a grinder and cut these bolts off. They might be a little bit long. I don't think the top ones are gonna be a problem, but the bottom ones, I don't know yet. I don't know if I'm gonna have to cut those off or not. I might have to. So they're a little bit longer than I thought they were, but not a problem. Just come in here with a grinder and zip, knock both them off. No big deal. So now, got this right here. And hopefully it's not behind this bolt. I mean, that would be pretty stupid if they did that, but you never know when people make stuff. So I'm gonna try and take this here, go ahead and open this thing up, mount this to the side of this jack plate right here. That way this thing can come out. Hopefully we don't have a problem with our drain right there. Our hole's nice and covered. That's going to be not even visible once we put bottom paint on there. But yeah, let me go ahead and put this bracket on there for the Raptor. I do like that they give you a little bit of lock C's or anti-C's in here, so that's nice. Put on these stainless. Anytime you put stainless on stainless, you do run the risk of galling it. So let's go ahead and put the washer on there, send them through here, and yeah, she fits. So yeah, I can put this on there. I'm gonna just kind of tighten it sort of tight, because I don't know exactly. Obviously you can move it up and down, but I don't know how exactly how tall or how low we want this thing to sit.
Really quick intermission here. I know a lot of you are super familiar with most of the stuff that we've done in this project so far, but for those of you that are newer to boating and would like to understand a little bit more about these components and the terms that we use when discussing stuff, and just have a better overall understanding of your boat and its components, we can help you with that with our guided boating courses in our boaters program, which you can check out at bornagainboating.com.
Yeah, that looks awesome. That's a big biscuit right there. That is the 10-footer, so I mean this thing is a monster. Lift this thing up. Boom. Looks clean. I like the I do like the way it looks. There we go. It's got to sit down like that until we put it in here. Now I need to run these hoses. Into the boat, but not sure exactly where I want them to go in. I'm thinking probably right here next to the rigging tube, but let's see here. Oh yeah, they do. So they've got these grommets, so all I really need to do is pop 2 holes right there, boom boom, stick them in there, these grommets. I can seal them up with some sealant, and that's going to be looking clean. So yeah, let me go ahead and pop these in just to get these hoses into the boat, and then once those are in the boat, then what I can do, I'll go ahead and stick my radio in. I need to countersink that in the starboard, stick those things in, and then the thing that goes down in the bottom under there, under the console, I'll go ahead and put that in since I'm pretty much done up there. So kind of knocking stuff out, every little thing, all these miscellaneous stuff, I'll just take them, finish putting them together, like putting them in, putting these hoses in, countersinking out, putting that board in, and then I can start wet sanding this boat and getting it ready. Still got to put an engine on here and fix a steering cylinder, but I can get pretty much everything else is going to be done except for the nav light, because I don't have that. But yeah, we can start putting this boat together and cleaning it. I mean, it's coming together really cleanly. If you look up here where I've already wet sanded a lot of this up front here, like that's all looking pretty clean in here. Boom, that's looking really good. Even this thing came out decently clean. Obviously I need to do some more work on it, but that's looking really, really good. So yeah, let me go ahead and get this put in, get this countersunk, get those put in, get that sealed, wire up this jack plate switch, them hoses put in, bunch of miscellaneous things. Let me start knocking one of them out at a time. Four package, so you only got the 1, 2, 3. I mean, I just don't want to see you miss out on, you know. Radio screws are countersunk, that's all sealed up. I kind of put some more sealant around this too to make that look cleaner. Now back here on our hoses, this is the hose here. All I did is take this thing off, take hole saw, stick it over it, and that's about what I need to send this through. And then there's these grommets that'll pop in, put a little bit of sealant on them. That'll be good. I think where I'm gonna stick them, it's just gonna be right here next there. I'll, you know, one on top of each other. It's like boom, like this. I kind of need to be kind of close to this because I mean, I can feel up in there, this fuel tank is there, and then the anchor light is there as well. Even though I felt back there, it will fit here, so that's not a big deal. I'm gonna stick it probably right like that. No, that's looking real good. Honestly, you know what I might do with this? I might make something like that. I might attach that like that. A little bit different. I mean, I don't have this all set in stone yet, but that might be the ticket right there, is putting a screw into this when I put this on, but putting a zip tie thing on it and then hooking it back there, making the hoses look nice. I don't know how much hose I need to send this down yet, so these are just going to be like this. I'm not going to seal this yet because I don't know how I'm going to run this, but I do like this idea. That way, full access to the bilge. I need to get the cylinder rebuilt, but as of right now, this is all looking real good back here. I'm going to pick all this stuff up, pick that up, throw the trash out, clean this and stick this into place, and then we'll see. I might end up doing a little bit of wet sanding, so I might end up just wet sanding like this right here, clean this compartment. I could do that, pick this thing up and clean that compartment out, get that all nice and neat. Maybe even put those on, the new ones. I got new things to go there, so let me see where we end up with the sunlight that we have left today. This looks really, really good in here. I know this is obviously not the cleanest, but it's not too bad. I probably could use a new string on this. Little stretchy strings on that to kind of hold stuff in there, but yeah, this is all good to go. Amp's looking tight. Steering pump looks good. All that's kind of moved over. I went ahead and put this thing back on. I cannot find this horn. What I'm probably going to end up having to do is I'm just using this horn as a cover. I'm going to polish that up, and then I'm going to put the box back on here, but I'll mount a different horn inside of here, and I'll just kind of screw it to this plate. It'll be in here. The box will go over it, so when you hit the horn, it'll go out this way. That's about the best that I can do, because they do not make this horn anymore and I can't find one, and this whole box apparatus has to be here. So that's kind of where I'm at with that. But yeah, this is looking really clean in here. Obviously I need to clean it. It is completely filthy, but now all that space is cleaned up under there. I need to pull that tray out and do something with that, but really this just needs another good wipe down and cleaned up, and that's looking good. That's looking good. I mean, I do like the clamshell worked out good, and so did the old drain plug, or the drain scupper. That thing worked out really clean. So this is looking good in here. Now I do got a little bit of sun left, so I'm gonna go ahead and pop this compartment open and see about cleaning in here. And yeah, if I can clean in here, maybe even wet sand this whole area right here, maybe like to here. If I can wet sand that and up to here, I think I'd be doing pretty good. I don't know what this is. Some trash, but the rub rail came out really well. I have not polished it yet, but just from, well, I was over here screwing something, so that's what that's about. But the rest of this rub rail, minus the specks of whatever was on here, that's kind of a problem. But other than that, that rub rail, once I put that woody wax on there or put some polish on there, this thing's gonna look 100 times better. That was just 1,000 grit sandpaper. I just hit it with 1,000 grit sandpaper. It feels 100 times better. So 1,000 grit sandpaper and acetone. That's pretty much all I did there. Now, yeah, let me go ahead. One thing here, that's busted, but nothing I can do about this. This thing went through a hurricane. It's how it got so busted up. But cushions will probably all go on tomorrow. Once if I can get this thing wet sanded and compounded tomorrow, then I can put all the cushions on here, put the protectant on them, and then all I got to do is this engine here. So tomorrow's going to be a big day. Polish this up, put the steering wheel back on, figure out if I can clean this helm cover here. That's might be a tall order, but I think if I put some back to black stuff on there, I might be able to salvage the cover without having to change that. Hopefully our nav light comes in tomorrow and I can put this nav light on, seal this dash, and get rid of this rag, and this thing will be all looking pretty again. This is really starting to clean up here. I got some bleach and stuff working on that stain down there. Went ahead and added an accent to my shorts here. And look at this thing. This polished right up. So yeah, once I hit this with a nice clean, I might even do it a little bit of wet sand, compound this. I need to get those things off of there and find those bumpers, but for the most part this is looking straight. I'm going to change these out. They don't go all the way through, so those are just going to be self tappers. So I'm going to just change these little brackets out so I can put the new things on there. That one, I got a new one there for that. That might be a problem. Those holes are stripped out, so I might have to put some bigger screws in there for that one. That one, I think they must have ripped out whenever this thing went through the hurricane. So yeah, let me go ahead and try and work this a little bit harder, and then once I get it as much as I can with that, trying to get that stain off of there, and then I'll start in on doing a little bit of a wet stain from, I'm pretty much up to this bar right here, and I can go back. Obviously I'm getting everything dirty, but at least it's been wet sanded. I can clean the boat and give it a good washing before we compound it. But yeah, this thing is going to be super clean when we get done. Okay, probably looks pretty hard to see, but you can see some. I still got a bunch of dirt in here that I gotta get out. But yeah, this thing cleaned up slick, looking good. That's looking good. I'm gonna probably put that down. I don't need that flying off of the boat tonight. It'll probably make a little bit more work for me tomorrow when I put it back up to mess with it. But yeah, I don't need a storm to throw it off of the boat. But this looks really good. I just kept working and I noticed that there's a light on in here. There's a light on in here, and I completely forgot to turn the light on. It's nice when everything works on the boat, you know? Really nice. So, alright, that's it for tonight. Mosquitoes are too thick. I was thinking about doing the front of this thing, but yeah, these mosquitoes are trying to carry me away. So that's it for tonight.